What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Parrot Press. New camera angle that's not staying. It's the second time that I've just had to record this because I wanted to start off with a little spin, a little win, and we did get it. You know, that £3 goes a long way, especially because I'm playing limited. I've got 3 out of 10 spins, but I'll bring you up to what's been going on with the gallery overnight because I did buy some players and stuff like that. But first off, we're going to look at the rewards from game week 1 and see how we got on. So let's zoom into this vault. So we've got one card coming from the classic team. We've got 500 essence and 500 XP. Obviously not amazing, but I'm not playing as many lineups as I used to play for Sorare, so we'll take the card because it is a tier 2 and there are some really juicy tier 2s out there at the moment, and we'll take some essence as well. So let's reveal this card. Let's see what it is. So it's a tier 2. It's obviously in champion. I would love a Premier League card. Let's go. What am I getting? A forward. Ecuador? Oh, that ain't bad. Is that Ecuador? Or have I just got that totally wrong? Probably got that totally wrong. Anyway, Colombia, Ecuador, I don't know. Cucho Hernandez. So I know him from MLS days. Let's just take a look at him. Oh, why is it doing it again? Come on, not interested. Oh, we have to click off of it. Okay, let's get out of this. Let's he's not in here at the moment, but I want to see him. Cucho Hernandez. So he did play game week 1. Did he come off the bench or something? Let's have a little look. So no, he did start. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all going into champion. Why has it just kicked me back out again? I'm still getting used to this UI, guys. Still getting used to it. But yeah, if we look back at his MLS days, I mean, insane. Look at all those greens, right? Or blues, whatever colour they are now. But he does play. I don't mind it. What's he go for? About a tenner. I can get a tenner back if I don't want to be playing that competition. So yeah, he joins. I've just received an offer for Heung-min Son for Heedle. No thanks. No thanks. What else is going on? Back to this home. So does the essence automatically just get straight put into? Yes, it does. I've not got enough essence to do a little craft, which is annoying. Hopefully next game week I can. But what I wanted to update you on is, well, there's two things really. One, what went on over kind of night. I've just started to put some of my cards into the vault because obviously you now get the, not now, but you just in general get your boosts and your cash boosts and all that sort of stuff. So I've just started putting a load of rubbish in there basically. But what you will see here is all of these Tottenham cards. You know, Dane Scarlett is not playing, Brandon Austin not playing, Basuma's leaving, Archie Gray in and out, Brandon Austin not playing, Kulusevski. But I did do the promo last night, which was the buy 5 and then hopefully get someone wrong. And I do have a bit of a bone to pick here because I think Sorare got this one wrong in terms of allowing you to win a card that you've just bought. You know, Brandon Austin, I bought him, obviously it was cheap. I spent 24 quid on these players and was just hoping for a one back. I was eventually going to get the Tottenham collection anyway because I want that XP, that collection bonus going into there, especially from the limited side and getting more streaks and all of that good stuff. But what they shouldn't have allowed is for me to then win the same card, in my opinion. So next, no one from Sorare watches these videos. I know that, right? But next time, I hope that they don't allow that to happen. So I did have a bit of a gamble, and there we are. So that 25 quid, because I did win the streak. So let's just go back to my lineups and talk about that before we talk about next game week as well. You can see here that once it's loaded, yeah, Gibbs White with the decisive. We've got Vicario with the clean sheet as well. And then we've just got some really good AA from Porro, from Bruno, and from Embuemo in there as well, which brought me just over. Look at that, 362. 2 points extra, or 2 points over the kind of threshold that we had to hit. So very happy with that, because that brings me on to obviously next week when I can hopefully get that 50 quid. But I've already spent that $25 or £24 or whatever it worked out as. That's already gone. Is what it is, right? And then in this one, not so good. We've got Tarkovsky obviously giving away the penalty. We've got Sells giving away that clean sheet. We've got Paulinho, who didn't actually start. I expect him to start this weekend, though. Grealish coming off the bench, which I knew that was going to happen. And then Ndiaye coming in with a little bit of AA from a forward. But this is why this was the second team. I didn't expect amazing things. You know, Everton going to Leeds was a really, really tough fixture. So there we go. Coming down into here. So this is what the team that I won that tier 2 in. So Tottenham boys coming in for me from the Classic. Got the Richarlison versus Solanke call right as well. Got Kudus coming in there. Now, captain is where I went wrong here. Normally, Romero, yeah, all right, he doesn't get decisives all the time, but normally his AA is sky high, right? So I just banked on that. Really, the captain choice here, obviously looking back at it, was Kudus coming back in, or coming in for his Premier League debut at Spurs. Yeah, he just smashed it, didn't he? But I'm really glad to see that classic cards are still winning me current cards. You know, they've just won me a tenner, right? Or I can use that card, that Cucho Hernandez, for future lineups as well. But this was the guy that ended up winning it. So he won a star. So this is classic, but he won a star, and it's obviously a mix between some of the best players in Sorare, pretty much, with all good lineups. So fair play to him as well. Flipping back into here, what else was in there? I had my rare classic thing, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute as to where I'm going with my rare classic cards, because I've got an idea on something, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead with that. But let's talk about next game week first, game week 3, because we do have the streaks. We are streaking. In the Premier League, and I've been promoted to Division 1 as well. What I'm interested in actually is the reward pools for Division 1 in there as well. So do I find it here? I do. My camera's just hiding the top of it, but basically you can see there that I'm on for the 50 quid next time. So I've got to get 380 points. Hopefully the team that I'm about to show you will get that as well. So Division 1, you finish in the... Yeah, okay. So if I finish in the top 1,000, I'm definitely getting being able to craft. And then obviously you want to be finishing 100 and above, and then you get that 20 quid and start recouping some of that stuff. And first prize winning 2.5 grand. I just want to compare that to... it's a big difference, you know. I didn't realise it was that big. So first place in Division 1 is 2.5 grand, and first place in Division 2 is 500. That is a big, big difference. So I need to get that other team into Division 1 as soon as possible. But the team that I'm going for to try and get me there is, let me go back to lineups, is this one here. I'm unsure about Jack Grealish, and I'll show you. Well, I'm unsure about 2 of them actually, but we've got Matt Sells in goal. The 2 in-season goalkeepers that I've got is Vicario and Sells. Now, Vicario is playing Manchester City. Don't expect a clean sheet there. I think he'll pick up some decent AA. I don't see Spurs conceding 3, which means negative decisive, so I think he'll be okay in terms of AA because he'll have a lot to do. And then we've got Tarkovsky coming in there. So this is Everton's first home game of the Premier League, the first home game in the Premier League in their new stadium as well, so I'm expecting some decent things from them and to bounce back from that 1-0 defeat against Leeds. And we've got Tarkovsky in there, but Jack Grealish as well as that double up for Everton. I think Grealish starts. I think that David Moyes will want to bounce back straight away. So I think probably Alcaraz or maybe the other CDM, and I forget his name, but maybe he drops out and Dewsbury Hall drops back a little bit more and Grealish comes in. But I think he starts. And then we've got the Manchester United duo of Bruno and Mbeumo as well. Obviously, I heard... Well, I didn't watch the Manchester United and Arsenal game, unfortunately. I was out and about, but... I heard good things about the Manchester United performance, and obviously we know that Bruno's going to be the heart of it, and apparently Mbeumo was very, very good as well. So that's the team that I've got for Division 1 and to try and hit that 380 points Now, the annoying thing is that I haven't really got any collection bonuses on these guys. I think I've maybe got 1% on the Everton. But this is the second team that I've put together, which is Ndiaye. And yes, I could probably swap maybe Grealish. Maybe I could put Grealish in here and then put Morgan Gibbs-White into the first team. And that's my kind of key decision that I want to make. So drop a comment on down below. Would you play Morgan Gibbs-White in my team 1 and swap him with Grealish? Or would you leave it as what I've got it? Nottingham Forest are playing Crystal Palace. Yeah, so I expect Palhinha. Yeah, drop a comment down below. Let me know, because I'm in an iron about this, and I've been doing that for 2 days. So any help would help. But Palhinha, I think Palhinha plays. Yeah, let's just hope for some good performances from the Tottenham boys. And then coming into my champion, so this one is just a pure Tottenham stack. I think all of these guys start again, and you never know. We've been decent against Manchester City in the past. I think the last 4 or 5 games we've pretty much won or maybe drew 1. So fingers crossed for that. And if we do turn up, then it kills obviously Manchester City stacks, and maybe this would come out again and earn me a nice little card. I didn't get promoted though on this, which was a surprise. I didn't know if they were doing divisions or something like that in Champion, but anyway. But this is where it gets a little bit interesting for me, because I'm not sure what to do with Classic Rares. Now, we've just seen that from Classic Limited, I've just won that tier 2, right? And just got a tenner back or got a card into the gallery. But I'm not sure what I'm doing with Classic Rares. And the reason why I say that is because Bruno Fernandes is about 120 quid at the moment. We've got my other ones that I haven't put in here, but say Rulli's about 30 quid. I've got Heredecki, the Monaco goalkeeper, who's a classic, is about 35 quid. We've got Højbjerg, which I don't know how much he is at the moment, but I would probably assume around 40, 50 quid. And I'm thinking, Bruno especially, that's a lot of money in a classic lineup. And I'm starting to wonder, is it worth it? Is it worth having there? Am I just spreading myself thin? Could I use that, say, 250 quid that I would get back from here, and then pump it into this limited and really go for it? Would that be better returns? I'm not sure. I do like playing rare. I do like having that essence. And maybe it's just, when we look down here, I've only got, what have I got? 360 essence. Maybe if I try and get that to 1,000 and then make the decision, but then you lose in value. So that's probably not the best way around. But I'm uncertain on this. However, looking at this team that I'm putting out for this game week, right? We've got Marseille against Paris FC, which is a really good fixture for them. We've got Rulli, we've got Balerdi, who's a really good scorer. We've got Marquinhos there at home as well for PSG. I expect him to come back after having that rest. We've then got Højbjerg, obviously that Marseille stack, along with Guri up top. And then we've got Fernandes, which we know what he can do, and he's got a decent fixture away at Fulham, but they look like they're going to hit some good form. And then you've got Jonathan Klaus up there as well at home, which is another good fixture for him. So maybe I at least run it for 1 more week and see whether I get something out of this. But I am strongly considering about selling some of my classic rares and then doing something with them. The other classic rares that I've got in there are some Monaco guys, and some other decent-ish scorers, but not worth too much. So we'll see how that gets on and then make a call. Because the other thing that I was thinking about doing, and I'll probably do a stream on this, maybe this week, maybe next week, where I'm talking about, or I'm at least scouting some of these players. Because if we look at the Premier League now, and if I change this and we go to rare and we go to in-season and we save... let's just pick a... well, goalkeepers are going to be out. I'm going to have to go through a classic route. Say I get 250, 300 quid back from those classics. I'm going to have a classic goalkeeper and then go from there. And I always normally go for a forward first, because defenders you can sort of get in. But if we look at I don't know, who would be a reasonable amount? Like even Alex Iwobi. Right, he starts at the moment week in and week out. He gets some decent AA. Would an Alex Iwobi at 50 quid, say you've got your classic goalkeeper at 30 quid, you know, that £250, that £300 would get me an average or maybe less than average. Just switch that out. In season rare. So then could I go for the streaks? Then could I hit 1-2 streaks on the bounce or whatever, reinvest into that, and hopefully start getting some churn out of it? Is that a better way of doing it? I'm not sold on it. Don't get me wrong. I think that I can probably get some winnings out of that classic team. I mean, even Granit Xhaka there, he's going to be taking most set pieces. He's going to be in amongst it. He's probably going to be on penalties, I would have thought, at Sunderland as well for 50 quid. So Alex Iwobi, a Xhaka. I mean, let's just quickly look at defenders. As I said, I'll probably go into this even a bit more. And I'm looking at, what am I looking at? I'm looking at Premier League as well. And I have been thinking about going back into, I'm just trying to find one here that sort of stands out that would be okay to pick up. Mikalenko, when he's back, he should be back soon. He's a pretty decent scorer when you look at this in terms of getting streaks. So that was my thinking, but I was also thinking, and it's going to probably take me a little while to get here because I'm not familiar with the new UI, because obviously I took a little bit of a break. But if we went to League 1 and then I went to Rare and then Division 3, doesn't kind of matter at the moment. But there's 175 people in there. The top 20 get some 15 quid. But the top, 250 get something. So if you entered in it till now, I expect those numbers to go up, but you're guaranteed to get at least 100 Essence Rare. Probably a bad reference or a bad example, right? But in other leagues, you're gonna have less players to compete against. Yes, the rewards are a little bit different, but when I checked it from Gameweek 1, actually they paid out very, very similar in terms of positions and in terms of rewards, the Premier League to Ligue 1. And there was 5,000 less people that was playing Ligue 1. So I'm also looking at about value, about where to play, about how to get my money back in the best way possible, or to win rewards, right? So yeah, there's a lot going through my mind at the moment, but the main one is, what's this team going to be for the next game week? Does Morgan Gibbs-White come in here over Grealish, and then just stack Grealish with Ndiaye? It kind of makes sense, but Grealish at home against Brighton versus Morgan Gibbs-White away at Crystal Palace, I'm not too sure. Let me know down below what you would go for. And then also, it's trying my luck at this last kind of champion one. I call it a last. I might have to actually hold these all season. I don't know yet. But what to do with Bruno is what I'm thinking. Where do I go with that card? Even if I sold him for 130 and picked up somebody else in a champion thing that scores, similar, that's like 50 quid or something. What to do with that extra £100? I don't know yet. Eventually, I at least want 3 teams going into the limited. And I want to build out on that Tottenham collection again. I probably need to get a Kudus in. It seems silly not having him in because a stack with Vicario, Porro, Romero, Kudus as the forward card, and probably Eze if he comes in as the midfield card. So that's 2 cards. That's 100 quid right there. That seems like a pretty solid stack with 5% collection bonus as well, given the bright game week. So a little bit going through my head, but I'm super, super happy that that I hit that streak, the first one, and I want to be hitting the next one, obviously. Hopefully one of those teams do it. But yeah, not a bad tier 2, not a bad game week 1, and it's only upwards from here. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see some more, hit the subscribe button. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the future.